G'day mate and welcome back to Satisfactory with me, JD. So I'm back at the Forgotten Iron Patch, because that shall forth be known its name. And I've had a look at everything. And I've had a look at what production we've got, what spare production we've got, all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, that's tapped out. Our copper from all the way over there, we've got 30 copper cables spare left over with these two machines running flat out. Now these two machines running flat out are actually running too fast for this machine. So we'll get back to that. These guys put out 15 plate per minute and we only need 12. So we've got 3 extra plate there. On top of that, with the extra copper cable we've got left over, and I've done the calculations, we can clock a machine at 40% and get an extra 3 plate. So we got to 6 reinforced iron plate per minute left over. This guy needs 12, so I can run one of these at half speed. On top of that, there is the rotor machine over there that's making 5 per minute. Now that needs rods and screws. So what we're going to do is I'm going to squeeze in here somewhere another one of these, another one of those, and then we're going to try and make a rotor machine as well. Because I want this finished. I think the really big thing with Satisfactory is missing rotor. Good news, I've got a rotor machine over here that makes rotors. I think the really big thing with Satisfactory is to be able to make your production lines, and because the ore never runs out, you got 2 choices. You can either just leave it and never come back and never upgrade it and walk away, or you can come back and refactor the whole thing at a later stage rather than going and finding more ore. At this stage, I want to explore. So I want to finish off this so I just don't have to worry about it, to be honest. So we're going to do stitched iron plate. We're going to set you to a 40% clock. We're going to set you back to 100% clock speed. Now you're moving 120 and you're moving 120. How much are you using? You're using 75. So I can put the splitter on one of these without any hassle. I just split off one side to bring that there. Now, I need iron plate. You're using 15 iron plate per minute, and you're making 15 iron plate per minute. For 30 ingots, you're producing 30 ingots. I bet you only output 30 ingots. Okay. So I need to get iron off one of these guys. Come on. Come on. 30 to 30. This was designed to do rods. Okay, let's take it off this guy then. 30 to 30. I can upgrade one of these to Mark II should I need extra throughput. We want a 7 constructor right here. We want you to do iron plate, and I have no idea how much I need because this is going to be a subpar clock machine. Clock you down to 40%. That'll change these numbers for me. It's 40%. Actually, that'll be the clock speed I need. 6. So I should be able to... Come on. I should be able to clock you at 40% and bring the power line forth, hook that up, and have you run through a cycle, 6 per minute, great. We're gonna go with the stackables. Can I not reach that far? Really? Or is something blocking? Something's blocking and accepts. Encroaching. That's fine. From there to there to... the lowest point will let me be blue. There we go. No, too slow. I can do that. Pack up the excess that we don't need. Okay, so you're going to do reinforced iron plate with some power. Do I have any spare power poles? You. So you're going to do... I don't know till you run through the cycle. Three. Actually, we already know it's going to be 3. So, over here, we should be able to do production. Another assembler. Right there. Bring your output straight into there. Do a logistics, a merger in there. Come on. It is a merger. Oh, are you? Oh, you're a merger as well. Okay, I need a splitter. Split to a merge. Okay, so the excess we're producing out of here can now go sideways into that machine, Great, that's that problem solved. We need iron rods at a rate of 12 per minute. So we're going to go back up to this smelter. Constructor, sure. Set you to iron rods. Now you normally do 15. I need 12. So we're going to do 100% divided by 15 multiplied by 12 equals 80. So 80% is the clock speed we want. You're producing 30 ingots. We're using 12 ingots here. And if we're producing 12 here, we're using 12 here as well. So we still have a couple of spare ingots off that machine. Not a lot, but just a few. Because the game is all about efficiency. And obviously clocking everything to the exact speed is more efficient than just running everything at 100% speed. We're going to use the exact same stack of poles to at least get us most of the way there. Difference is we're going into that machine. Yes, about that. Whoa, it just goes. Where? I'll take it. No power. That power line into that machine. And then that means we can put a merger on there. Your output would go to steam. Merger. Over there. Done. So that should take the excess iron plates plus the excess rods we've got and make more modular frames. This one's doing 4 modular frames. This one will do 50% clock speed, 2 modular frames. So I've got 6 modular frames per second. Hi, truck. Oh, that's right. You loop through here somewhere. Ooh. That's going to come back and haunt me. Okay, so that leaves rotors. Rotors was the other thing I want to look at. Rotors. You need 18 rods and 130 screws. And I know from our other one that if we do 100% divided by 132 multiplied by 120, because I only want 120 screws, it's 91%. If I can run it at that speed. It also means 18 rods, 18 rods multiplied by 0.91, because that's the speed we're running at, is 16.38. Again, if we can find the excess material. So, going backward, you're producing 30 ore. You're producing 30 ingots. 30 ingots into rods goes 15. Rods into screws goes to 90. So then we'd need half that amount left over into this guy. And then another constructor there. And we need you to do screws, but we only need you to run at 34% because we only need 30 screws, which means I need you to run at 34%. Then we need a power connection. Yeah, we're short on them, aren't we? There's one. Okay, so those two will give us the 120 screws. And it means I have 10 iron ingots left over between this machine and this machine. And this one had... Come on. 12... 24. So this one's got 8 iron ingots left over as well. Where the hell do I put that? Okay. I'm going to take your 8 iron ingots below the power. Yep. This is a recurring theme. Okay, we'll leave power off for the moment. I'll do iron rods there. So you and you do screws. Okay, let's just start plugging things in. A merger there. Mark II belt, because we'll need the Mark II speed for the screws. Then... got a little bit of iron here and a little bit of iron here. You've got 5. And you've got, so we've got 10 ingots left over. And you want 15. So in theory, help if I had power. That'd make everything, make all the maths physically testing a whole lot easier. If I pull the excess out of there, run it into there, run it into this, you, sir, should be able to put out 15. And then hopefully, if I take that and run that into there, hopefully, I don't know, this is really fine. Okay, power. No. Of course no. Alright, what do we need for more coal power plants? Coal, rotors. and frames, which are both on that belt. Like, we built 550 megawatts. I'm like, that'll be heaps. Never run over it. Here we are, like, you know, not that much further on, and 550 megawatts is nothing. Blow the fuse every 5 minutes. Now, our Mark II miner now outputs 240 coal per minute. We're taking 60 per minute to run steel. So that means we've got 180 left over. So in theory, I can expand the coal by 50%. Which is 5 of them, roughly. 1, 2, ooh, don't hold down shift. Shift does 10 at once. So 25 rotors. I've got the cable. I've got the frames. Rotor. I'll just take a half stack. I've got the belt on me. Splitters. That's belt and cable. We should be alright. We can admire our spaghetti mess as we run past it. Did I leave myself room at this side to add more power? Probably no, knowing me. Ooh, maybe one. Go away. Okay. Power, generator. One. I'll have you sit back just slightly. Nobody will notice. Nobody knows they won't be in a straight line anymore. It's fine. Swap that back. So we want logistics, splitter in there. That side up. Come on. Any placement. There we go. That's legit placement. One power, 2 power, 3 power. I'm gonna wait for the coal to. Actually, we don't have to wait for the coal. Take 100 coal out of that. Split it. Feed 50 in that. And feed 50 in that. And then see what happens. Woohoo! Power! Just. Okay. So we need more power. So, because I left myself plenty of room, we're going to have to build it in the middle of Slime Alley, or Gas Alley. Hold down control. No, you're not going to line up at all. Okay. Organization. Lookout tower. Right there, please. Power. Coal generator. 1. 2. Come on. No. That one. Into there, there. We can cheat slightly and put a splitter in there. Bring this way, put in a splitter there and a splitter there. Hook that up. Hook that up. Get rid of our lookout tower. Ow. Power. Coal generator. Come on. Oh, we're 2 cables short. Craft bench. Cable. Power. Coal generator. Put that in there. That power pole into that generator. And hopefully that's fixed our power problem. For the moment. For the moment. Alright. Did we hook up our output back over there? I can't remember. And we keep taking fall damage and I've just seen how low our health has gotten. Nuts. Okay. We can go double check our ratios. Now our power's working. And then if that's done, I think we're finished with that iron area. The lost iron. The lost iron deposit. Which means finally we can go on an explorer. Although probably in the time it's taken us to tweak this, build the extra power, tweak this more, and everything else, we've probably got the 150 motors required for the next level of the space elevator. Because, like, the beautiful part of automation is it just doesn't take that long. Things just happen. No power. That would probably be important. Any power pole? New power pole. Okay, and you're making rotors, which are up there. We want logistics. We want a merger. We want that one there. We want just work. Excellent. Okay, so you're doing 121, so we'll take that down, and you're doing 16.2. So you, sir, are doing 15. You're doing 30.6, which means it'll back up a little bit. You're doing 90, which is what we needed. You're doing 15. So we've got 30 ingots. We're using 15 here and 5 here. That's 20. That's 10 left over. We're using 15 there, so we're at -5. We're short 5. This guy's also got 30. He's putting 12 in there, plus the 5. So that's 17. Plus that is 12. That's 29. We've actually got 1 ingot left over. So my two choices is I can overclock this guy to use the extra 1 ingot, which will get us 1 iron rod, which will get us the 16 that we require to run this at full speed, because it needs 16. Or we just put down a whole nother constructor. And we're going to put down a whole nother constructor. With a merger in there. A splitter in here somewhere. Can't afford. Okay. I like can't afford. Can't afford is way better than everything's blocked. Logistics. Splitter. That's going to lead to a power cable issue. Haha! You're going to make iron rod, except you're going to run at like 10%? Is 1.5? 7%? No, where's the calculator? So we've got 100, 100 divided by 15 multiplied by 1. 7%? It's like 6.6%. Problem is you've got to see it go through a whole cycle before these numbers update. I really wish they updated live. There we go, 1.05. So really, and you can now see it's using 0.1 of a megawatt compared to this guy's 4 megawatts. So we've got 107, really 107% between the two of them. So that's what, 50, let's go with 53 for this guy and 54% for that guy. And that should cut power down to 1.5 megawatts a piece. That's going to take a while. I should be able to do that. No, that didn't work. Come on, finish crafting. There we go. So 1.4 megawatts, 1.5 megawatts, 8 iron, 7 iron, so that's 16 iron total. Yep, that's the number we needed. So this is also running it not 100% because we can't feed it 100%, but we can feed it at 90%. So this is making another 5 rotors per minute. So now we've got 10 rotors going down that belt per minute. We've got 6 modular frames going down that belt per minute. All of this iron is tapped out. Of course, if I upgraded Mark II miners, I could just double everything because I'd have twice the production. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this episode. So thank you guys for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying this little series. Next episode, we can go off and start exploring. Because, well, next episode we might fire the motors in the Great Space Elevator first. Then we'll go off exploring. Either way, we'll work it out next episode. Thank you guys for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Alright, bye.